Good day. Welcome to this episode of Newgen Connect. And we are here with Tao Baker from PTSB Ireland. PTSB is a very progressive bank which is into digital transformation of its processes and functions. Tao is leading that initiative. She has been instrumental in many such initiatives across South Africa, UK, Ireland, and in this capacity, she has had enough experience or adequate experience. So we are here to chat with her today in her experiences with PTSB, Newgen, how she sees the future of digital transformation, how COVID affected it. So everything in one short discussion that we attempt to do. So Tao, just last year had been a roller coaster ride, right, for everyone. So we had seen pandemic coming through, it being affected, then people coming out of it, second wave coming in. How did it impact business, and what were the key priorities for PTSB from an SME perspective?
Yeah, sure. Hi, Ritesh, and thank you so much for having me. So how it impacted businesses, I'd probably say we saw a growth in SMEs and a demand for digital services from our customers. We also saw this continuing rise of fintechs and a lot of challenges in this space. I'd probably say COVID impacted the SME sector quite a lot in the sense that they needed new loans, new funding, access to funds a lot quicker to keep their businesses going. And we saw great growth in the lower end of the market with the huge emergence of entrepreneurs. And for us as a bank, naturally the focus then on digital and being able to pivot successfully to help all our customers, both on retail and both on SME.
There were also a few government funds that were introduced, I think, and there were initial confusions, and then people got it sorted and we started working on it. How much was an uptake on the government fund, and how did Newgen help you out with that, Dave?
Oh, yeah. So the government did some great work as part of the wider EU in terms of funding for SMEs. And they offered different loan products to help these small businesses actually cope and continue. We actually have quite a small presence in the SME market, which is actually growing, and we hadn't leveraged these loans before. And we saw a great opportunity to actually help our customers and leverage them. And this is how Newgen actually helped us, because Newgen offered a solution and a partnership that could actually take us into this new first, as I describe it, and help our customers and help us leverage this new loan for the first time. So the other bigger banks had leveraged these loan products before, but we hadn't. So we were also on a journey with Newgen and a journey with the government.
I think this is the first time that cloud came into perspective, right? And it was quite a roller coaster ride on cloud as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. So we're a heavily regulated small bank, more conservative than other banks, and we hadn't fully embraced cloud. We're on quite a new journey with the cloud, and Newgen enabled that big journey in terms of an external solution to our customers in the cloud. So there was a lot of firsts for our whole bank with the solution. There were a lot of firsts for our different internal teams to get this actually over the line and live in a safe manner, meeting all internal compliance and regulatory controls and risk controls as well.
That's interesting, Theo. I think technology and regulations have always been in a so-called war, right? And I understand that with traditional banks, it'll be a bigger challenge. So with government policies on one side, technology on the other, and you being the head of digital transformation in the bank, how did you cope up with all of these three?
I must admit, Ritesh, it was very, very challenging. So, as you can, well, when you have traditional processes and a traditional approach to doing things, change is always tough. I think for all of us, change is difficult. And if anything, this pandemic has shown that we have to adapt if we need to survive as well. And I'd probably say it was a lot of resilience, but we had really good partners, and Newgen had all their information security protocols to ensure that we are actually creating something that is safe, something that could be well supported. Because as this was our first external cloud-facing solution, we had to make sure that we were abiding by all of the data protection, information security, and it was great to know that Newgen as a partner had all of these certificates in place, could guarantee to a certain extent that we would be safe. It is a secure platform, and I must admit that helped quite a lot. And it was a learning on both of our sides, because it was a new relationship, but a lot of learning on my colleagues' side. But it was great because Newgen had everything that we needed, so it gave them a lot of safety, in the sense of this is a good solution and we can go live with it.
How did your clients take all of this? Because they didn't know that it was a cloud. As far as they were concerned, the user experience and then the ease of kind of applying for a loan, all of that, how did it help in the long run with your customers?
Yes. So, and this was also a first for me, in the sense that we were actually doing an MVP. So we thought we were aiming for first 6 months, we do an MVP. What actually just amazed me was that our customers totally embraced this, that it didn't allow me a further 6 months. So we drew down on all of that loan facility in 16 weeks. And I think for the customers, it was a really great experience for them, because this was the first solution that was actually online. So none of the other banks offered an online, either physically go into the branch or contact the contact center. So they leveraged other channels. But we did something really amazing by actually going digital with Newgen, and even the loan provider was really delighted that we were the first bank that actually offered a full digital solution.
Perfect. This is good. I think from the date of contract to the go live, it was a 1 month exercise, if I'm not too wrong.
No,
1 month.
A little bit longer. I think we did it in 16 weeks. Yeah.
Okay. So that was nice, but that was to your requirements as well, and it kind of helped the overall thing. We believe in the concept of low code, and low code basically is that we use the platform for designing applications which are as close to the customer requirements as possible. Do you think it's useful from an overall perspective for PTSB as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, as a bank, we're very focused on the customer. So any new solution or relationship we're exploring that keeps the customer at the heart of everything and is helping the customer, enabling the customer, then absolutely. And it was the first time I think a project ever went from idea to live in 16 weeks. It was phenomenal. In hindsight, I probably wouldn't be that ambitious again. I'd like a little bit more breathing space, but I think it was phenomenal how the teams came together. And what was probably also more amazing, Ritesh, was that it was all done remotely. So
Right.
this enabled us to leverage something new, help our customers, and all done remotely was just phenomenal across different time zones. So
Agreed. Agreed.
yeah,
No,
that was,
remote.
I'd probably say, great.
Yeah, one thing that I think remote COVID did well was to make everyone empathetic towards each other. So you don't demand people to be on site delivering projects and things like that. And we see it as a positive. I think this may be the norms to go in times to come. And especially during the digital exercise, I think that will be much more thing. How do you think Newgen can be a long-term partner with yourself, and where else can it be utilized going forward, or probably what you think may be a digital exercise from a new gen perspective into banks?
Yeah, no, great question. I'd probably say Newgen definitely helped us in terms of achieving our business goals. So that was great. And I noticed when we were first exploring the relationship with Newgen, your wider capabilities, but just the fact that we could work together remotely, get something live, shows me the potential of actually exploring quite a lot of new capabilities that will be emerging. So
Right.
I'm keen to, with my innovation hat on, actually co-create products with you and try them out, because we have a small enough market where we can do that. So
Right.
I see Newgen as a partner going forward, trying out new technologies with us, shaping them, growing together, and helping each other.
For sure. I think that's the benefit that low code brings to the table, that we can quickly work on MVPs, roll them out in the market, see the reaction that it has, and then work out on the next future steps with them. I think those would be really, really good. What do you think would be the changes post COVID? How would a market like Ireland evolve from a market perspective? And do you see that things like low code or regulatory, or what would be the next when it comes to Ireland?
Yes. So yes, it's in Ireland's quite a small country and a small economy, but definitely doing great things as a nation. So I think going forward, I'd probably be seeing a lot more entrepreneurship and SMEs developing. And I think probably this won't be just unique to Ireland, but a lot more globally, because I think in times of massive change and impact is where innovation thrives. So I see a lot more entrepreneurship and SMEs starting up. I probably also predicting still a lot of remote working. So the ability to actually really leverage global solutions, global partners. I don't think geographies are going to be a boundary anymore.
Right, right.
It will be the regulation, but I think if one can find partners that can break these geographic boundaries, then anything's possible, literally. I think it'll make organizations a lot more efficient as well. So I think the next couple of years, I think we're going to have to learn to live with COVID. And with that means more digital, more trying out new ways of working, more and at the same time, customers' needs are also changing. So
Right.
yeah, if you look at how we shop, it's changed as well. So I think all of that together is probably what's going to start emerging is how we live with COVID and how we embrace digital more.
And I think the customers have also become a bit more empathetic. in the overall approach in terms of the bank's customers. So probably 2 years back, if you called up a call center and they did not respond well, you get all furious. Now, if a child is crying in the back end, you don't actually mind. So people have actually become more considerate, I would say so. So some of the positives of COVID, but I think also SME business, which was largely to do with relationship management and then people coming to the bank and relationship managers going to the customers and all those. I think you're right. Those would change. Those would definitely change. And it's these times that we look at probably companies like Newgen to kind of come in, help customers, help the banks, and make that difference. So that I think very, very positives. Any closing notes there from an overall perspective?
Yeah, I think it was a fantastic first to meet Newgen, to do something so amazing in under 16 weeks, to go live, to have our customers even uptake this. So and to build this new relationship without having actually physically met, I thought was fantastic. But also what I really enjoyed was the ability for me to connect with you, Ritesh, and to be able to give feedback back into the base product. I think that's incredible for a customer to be able to say to you, let's try something new, let's improve here. So for me, that was great. And I think the last thing is that as we move forward, I think it's this balance between digital and the human touch. And
Right.
Newgen's very plugged into that balance of offering very good, safe and secure digital solutions, but also enabling us to have that human touch and that good customer experience.
Perfect. No, we really appreciate the feedbacks that you kind of gave back to us, because that helped us grow the product and take into a lot of considerations. Abandonment journey tracking was one such example that we really, really appreciate, and we made it a part of our overall product as such. But thank you for all the help and support that you showed for a relatively new organization as Newgen into the Irish market. So thanks a lot for that. Thank you. Thank you, Tao, for this opportunity. And it was great talking to yourself again. We'll work it out further. Thanks a lot. Thank you for this.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Stay safe.